Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new episode. Actually a brand new series because today we will be going into a new series about probably what you all heard about and why you clicked on this video. So Block Rivals. It's a very big game. Speaking of like billions of visits, and I'm guessing since you clicked on this video you want to learn how you can make such a game yourself. Yes, you heard correctly, all by yourself. So let's get right into it. So in this episode, we will be going on the basics of the ball handling. So the complete basics. So what we want to do is, first of all, we want to get a ball. And yeah, you can search in the toolbox. It's up here. You can just search for ball. But I got my own ball, so let me just import it right now. And then let me show you what I've got in here. So I got this ball here. Go in and paste it in. And yeah, this is my ball. See, right now it's invisible. Let me make it not transparent anymore. Actually, wait, why is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. So what I essentially got here is just a sphere. So when I just transparent, you can see I just have a sphere. So I can show you how you can make this yourself. So what you want to do is you want to go to part, make a sphere, and then you can use the size I have. It's 1.987 on all axes. And what you want to do then is just rename it to whatever you want. I'm just going to rename it to ball. Then we are going to make it transparent. We are going to duplicate the ball, put it inside the ball, and then name this fake ball. And then we want to make it not transparent. And then we want to create a weld. And we want to set the welds enabled and depart 1 to the fake ball, depart 0 to the original ball. Then I have a highlights in here in the normal ball, which is currently disabled. And I think, or yeah, it's disabled, I think. Yeah. And then I got a attachment and then another attachment and a trail. So that when we move the ball around, you can see that we have this nice trail. And yeah, then lastly, we want to get our decals. You can get your own decals, just place some ball in the toolbox and just get them on here. And now, yeah, we have to get the highlights and set the Adoni to our fake ball. And as you can see, now it works. So for the weld that wasn't here, so for this weld, we need to look at the position and everything. And now as you can see, we can move this around. And yeah, this pretty much works. And I think there is something else we need to do, but I don't know. Okay, so let me just check. So we have to change some properties in order for our ball to work. So in the weld, there's nothing we need to change. Everything is correct. We got 0 here. Everything is working as it should. But we have to do the active. We have to toggle it off. And yeah, we have to toggle this off by going into the fake ball. And we have to get some things set here. So I'm just going to make this white since I don't want my ball to be gray. So I'm just going to make it completely white. And then I'm going to, yeah, get off my can collide, can quarry, can touch. And yeah, this is all looking good. And yeah, this is good. And then in our main ball, in our complete normal ball, we want to change some of those properties. So I'm also going to make it white, even though it's invisible, just for one, I guess. And then we want to set anchorage off. We want to apply custom physical properties. And we also want to make the ball massless. And in the physical properties, we want to set a few properties. So 0.7. And then the elasticity, we want to set it to 0.8. Then the elasticity weight, we want to set it to 2. And the friction and friction weight can stay. And yeah, this is pretty much everything we got. Let me see if we got to change anything for the... No, we don't. Okay, so now when we click on this, we actually click on the ball. So we want to click, make sure we always click on the ball. And we want to make the fake ball locked. So that when we click on the ball, you can see that we automatically select the ball. So we move this around like this. And then we can delete our old ball. And yeah. So then what we want to do is we want to... Yeah. Okay, so then we want to start scripting it actually. So let's go into a ball and create a script in here. And let's just call it ball. And in the script, we don't have to insert anything. And now let's get going to script. So the script is not very long, but it still is very, very necessary to have. So first of all, we want to go to the replicated storage and create a new remote event. And we want to call this weld ball, since this episode is going to handle welding the ball to the player. So first of all, we want to get the replicated storage, the players, the run service, and the physics service to get started. So I got a plugin for this, but you have to write all these services up here. So it should look like this. Let me zoom a bit in. So you should have the replicated storage, the players, the run service, and the physics service set up here. And now we can start using those features from those services. So first of all, we have to get the event we just created. So let's go to write local weld ball, which is the name of our remote event and the name we are going to use in the script. And we want to get it from the replicated storage. We want to wait for the child weld ball. Then we want to get our ball, which is script of parent. So the script is inside the ball, so we get the script's parent, which is the ball. Then we want to create a collision group. If you don't know what a collision group is, it is basically what lets the player collide with anything. So as you can see, right now, I can collide with the ball, and we don't want this to happen. So we don't want that we can collide with the ball. We want to have it not collide with us. So a fix for this is just setting can collide to false. But if we do this, you will see that our ball is nowhere to be found, because it also does not collide with the ground and just falls right through it. If I go and run the simulation, you can see it just falls down. So we want to use collision groups to make the ball still collide with the ground, but not collide with us as a player. So let's go ahead and write two collision group names. So I'm writing this in all bold, and we name this the ball group. We want to give it a name. Name it ball. Then we want to get the player group, and this we name to player. Then we want to get the physics service, and what we want to do is we want to register a collision group, and we want to register it by the name of the ball group, and then we want to register another collision group for the player group. Then we want to set the collision group set collidable, and we want to set the ball group and the player group to false. So the ball group cannot collide with the player group. Then we want to set ball dot collision group is equal to the ball group. Then we want to get a few values. So the local current owner is nil. This will be the player that is currently holding the ball. And then we just create a weld. So we want to get a function which is called hasBall. We want to insert a player. So this function should check if the player we insert here has the ball. So we want to get the attribute, and the attribute is equal to player called gets attribute, and we want to get the attribute has ball. And then we want to return the attribute is equal to true. So what this will return, if the attribute is equal to true, it will return true, and if not, it will return false. Secondly, we want to make a function called is near ball. And this function will check if our player is near to the ball, so we can pick it up. We want to get the radius in here too. So we want to get the player's character. We can make this a bit easier by specifying that the player is indeed a player. So the character is equal to the player. And misspelled it here, player.character. Make sure you spell it as exactly as I do. If not character, then return false. And then the local root part is equal to the character, colon find first child, and we want to find the humanoid's root part. This is essentially the root part of a player character. So this holds everything together. Then if not root part, then return false end. And then what we want to return is we want to get the root part dot position minus the ball dot position, and we want to get the magnitude of this and see if it's smaller or equal to the radius. And that's essentially it. Then we want to have another function. Another function which is actually the longest and the last function we need today, just called the local weld ball function. And we want to make this a function, of course. So the weld ball function will just have the player in the brackets, of course. And we want to specify that the player is also a player. Then if has ball player, then return end. So if the player already has the ball, then we want to return end. Secondly, if not is near ball player, ball, and then the radius, which is 12 for me, then we want to also return end. So if the player is too far off, we don't want the player to be welded the ball to. If current owner and players is an, let me see, is ancestor of current owner, then current owner called set attribute as ball false. So what this will do is if the current owner is an ancestor of players, then we want to set his attribute to false. And then we want to set the current owner equal to the player and set the player pass ball attribute to true. Then we want to get the character and also get the root pod, so we can scroll up and get this from here. We have to modify it a bit, so we don't want to return false and we just want to return ends. And then the ball.parents is equal to character, and the ball set network owner is equal to the player. We want to set the ball to massless, and we want to set the ball can touch equal to false. We also want to set the ball can collide equal to false too. Then we want to get every part in iPairs character, get descendants. And if the part is a base part, then we want to set the collision group. So parts dot collision group is equal to player group. Then if weld, then welds destroy. Welds destroy, then ends. Weld is equal to instance.new motor6d. Weld.name is equal to ball motor. And then we want to get a few properties. So the part 0 is going to be equal to root part, and the welds part 1 is going to be equal to the ball. Then the weld.parent will be equal to the ball, and the weld.c0 is going to be equal to cframe.new. We get 0, -2, or -2. Then we want to print ball welded to player, and then get the character.name. Then what we want to do is weld ball onServe events connect function, and then we want to connect itching node function, just weld ball function, just like this. Now we also need the client for this to work, which is even shorter. So let's create a client. Let's do it so in the starter player and in the starter character scripts. Or let's create it in the player scripts, I think. Let's call this the ball client, or just ball, how you prefer it. Then we have to get a few services before we can get started. Kind of messed up here. Okay, so now we want to get the player, which is equal to players.local player. We want to get the ball, which is equal to workspace with help ball. Then we want to get the character. Like this. We want to get the root part. Then we want to get the remote ball event. And then we want to set the local weld distance equal to 4 and local welds cooldown equal to false. local function weld ball, give weld cooldown, then return. Local distance is equal to ball.position minus root part.position dot magnitudes if distance is less or equal than the weld radius or the weld distance, then weld cooldown is equal to 0. Remote ball fire server, and then once the task will wait the cooldown. I'm just going to put 2 here and set the weld cooldown to false again. Then run service.heartbeat conconnect function weld ball. And now we can try this out. Let's place our ball a bit off. And let's go ahead and play the game. Let's go up to our ball. And you can see that we now have welded the ball onto our player. We can move like normal and everything works. You can also see that the ball was welded to my player. In the next episode, we will be handling shooting and maybe passing. So if you don't want to miss out on this, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to get more of my videos recommended for you. Thank you for watching my series, and see you the next time.